All right, there we go. I'm gonna have to do this a good old-fashioned way, meaning I'm holding my camera with my hand. I don't own a selfie stick, so I'm gonna have to vlog the way our forefathers used to do it, without a selfie stick. So excuse, my fingers get in the way, or if it's just overly shaky. Where were we last time? First awesome competitive bodybuilding season. So we did really good, and again, that completely changed my perspective on a lot of things. And it was honestly the first time in my life that I could say that bodybuilding actually impacted my life across the board in a positive way. There was a lot of things that I got from bodybuilding, but at the time I didn't know that I was building up a lot of these life skills, if you will. However, after that season, I was like, wow, my perspective on so many things has changed tremendously. After all the accolades and all that stuff, though, I was left with that injury that I did have, and the SI joint injury that took place during my competition season. And in hindsight, I really wish I had not, part of me anyways, still to this day, is like, should I have continued dieting through that? Probably not, because it basically impacted my training quite a bit the very next year, to the point where I could say I spent a little over a year going to the gym and not really having any fun with it. I would continue to do it because it was the first love of my life, and the promise that days would be great again is what kept me in there. But honestly, that was probably the worst time I've ever had when it comes to my bodybuilding, was the year after my first season, where I'm like, oh, I think I got the hang of this training and nutrition stuff, at least when it came to myself, for sure. So yeah, a whole year of trying to figure things out, trying to work around injuries, and not progressing at the rate at which I was used to previously. And there was many times where I was like, dude, I'm done with this. This is it. But I stuck through it. I do wish that I had realized earlier that perhaps I would have had more things going on in my life that kept me happy. Meaning, I banked too much on this whole bodybuilding thing. And that's kind of sort of where from that point on, I started preaching the whole diversifying your happiness portfolio. Have a lot of things going on that make you happy, because if one of them gets taken away, and life is like that, as I learned, it can be great. You think you got the hang of it, and then boom, not so much. So I learned that, have a few things going for you. It just in case one of your sources of happiness does fail you for a sec, or is stalling a bit. However, a good thing that did come from bodybuilding this year, and I'll keep this as short as I can, is the fact that this is the year that I guess Eric Helms and I, we became more than just bodybuilding buddies, but basically, he's just like my brother that I never had, and that to me was probably a huge life gain. And from Eric, we picked up Jeff Alberts, got closer. After picking up Eric, is my friend, say, what's up, bro? You look like a good friend. So after picking up Eric, making him my buddy, and then some, and honestly just forming a bond that I had never really experienced with anyone. That friendship led to more friendships. Like I said, we eventually picked up. Check that out. That was awesome. So after that, we just started picking up other people. Started to form a small community, which would later be known as 3D Muscle Journey. And it's one of those things that it just kind of makes me come back to that old saying, you know, that when you do travel, you don't necessarily remember the places, but you remember the people along the way. And that's kind of how life is. That, you know, bodybuilding, the stage, the PRs, the physique, that's all been awesome. But what has really made it memorable has been the relationships that I have built along the way because of this sport. And it's no different when it comes to, and that's especially so when it comes to my 3D muscle training. I'll leave it there. It's getting way too windy. Let's roll on with this week's training footage. Yeah, regardless of how well or not well this happens, yeah. All right. Here we go. So this is what the actual training looked like. It's starting to get really sunny out here, which means I will be doing a lot more informal cardio in the form of hikes. And I think what I'm going to do is take you guys along with some of these. Maybe encourage you guys to take a hike. And again, this is just one of my hobbies, and we might as well include it. It definitely keeps me happy, gives me a time to unplug, which just puts me in a better mood, and that usually ends up affecting my training in a very positive way. Really productive training blocks. So these were a few of my triples with 315 pounds. I think in all my training life, maybe I've had a total of 6 sets where I've been able to do over 300 pounds on a front squat for more than 1 rep. And I got 6 sets of 3 there. So that is something I'm really amped about. You know, of course, it would be silly to not throw in a seal row. So bad wordplay there. But 235 for 6 sets of 3 here as well. So all kinds of just good stuff happening as we kick off this year. If there is one small setback, is I strained my right pec, so I'm kind of clavicular head too, which was kind of odd. So I'm just kind of going with the floor press for the time being, but we're building all kinds of momentum, and that's basically, I guess, the short update on how my training is going. I think regardless of what level you're at, I think most of us can understand just how important it is, or how good it feels when you have a good amount of momentum going, and that's exactly how I feel right now. So I feel like a hot streak is coming. Of course, as I mentioned in the beginning of this training update, that sometimes, you know, you think things are going well and you have it all under control, and then life has a way of humbling you, and no different when it comes to training life. But right now, I feel that, yeah, some good stuff is on the way. And of course, I try to never get too high nor too low, but that's where we're at. We have about 2 more of these where we will be kind of just getting into, I guess, summaries of what the journey to hopefully one day being elite has looked like. And then it will be solely just based around my training, my splits, nutrition, and then obviously I want you guys to throw in questions. So definitely leave comments, questions in the comment section, and I will definitely, especially if it's a common theme, I'll definitely try to include the suggestions that you guys have for me in next week's video. But anyhow, I will leave it here for now. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support. I'll see you guys in a few days.